Hey guys, how you doing? It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers. Good afternoon. It's November 6th. It's 76 degrees. I don't know what's going on. Crazy weather we're having here in Long Island, New York. From my previous 2 episodes, one where I picked this thing up, 2 where I got it free and got it running on starter fluid. I've ascertained that the carburetor is probably filled with crap because the air cleaner base had rusted, debris, dirt, oil, mud maybe, right into the carburetor because the mouth is pointed upwards. It's the one-piece elongated pulse-jet type carburetor that's stuck onto the gas tank. It's that version. Such a pain in the ass to replace or work on because it has up and down linkages all over the place. It's really difficult to work on. I've done 2 or 3 of these chippers, maybe 3 or 4, something like that, and I always got them to work, but I just hate working on it. But I have really no excuse because now I know that it actually runs on spray, continuously runs when you spray the mouth. It's just not getting the gas. Also, the gas tank is clean. I got a new carburetor for it. At least I think that's it. From my friends over at Hipa Parts. Go to hipastore.com to find your cool parts. So this episode is going to be sponsored by Hipa. Hipa or Hipa? Hipa. Anyway, I dread working on it, but it has to be done. But it's so hot, I need to change into some shorts. That's much more comfortable. Might as well get the last bit of vitamin D I can get. Anyway, so here's the package that I got from Hipa. Comes with a pre-filter, or you could actually use this as a filter. And I think this is the carburetor. Pretty sure. You can get this at the hipastore.com. And it also comes with a couple gaskets. There's a new spark plug. The hard part is obviously going to be removing it and remembering where all the linkages go. It's a pain. So I've already taken this out before. It's the air cleaner. You would need 2 5/16, 3 actually, or 4, and the rusted. To remove the air filter base. And we can get a better look at this. This is to hold the filter down onto the base. Here's the base itself. Gasket looks okay, actually. So there it is. That's it. That's the carburetor. And I believe I'm correct. I believe it's the right one. Right? Don't you guys agree? Yeah? Looks right. Next we would have to take off this lever bracket that holds the levers. It would probably be smart if I took a picture of exactly how it's supposed to be together, because once you remove the 1,000 linkages in here, if you can't figure out how to put it back together again, you're in a world of hurt. Yes, I've done this 3 or 4 times, but I work on so much shit I don't remember, you know? All right, I'm gonna get to it. Okay, I wanted to stop the time lapse right now because I'm pretty happy. What I did was I took the linkages off these sides here and I taped them to the side of this thing so I don't have to remove it and figure out where it goes. You know what I mean? Because last time I took it off, I just let it all hang somewhere and the linkages came off and I couldn't figure out how to put it back together again. So now I taped it to the side so that it's still intact, hopefully. And also, I had to remove the entire gas tank last time because I needed to clean the gas tank because it was full of, it like had an inch of rust buildup on the bottom. But this one's clean. So I wanted to try to just keep the linkages to the side and try to remove the carburetor without taking the gas tank off, because getting the bolt on the bottom of the gas tank to the frame was a nightmare. It's like no room. Anyway, I loosened it and I could have sworn I remembered that there was a center bolt that held this onto the gas tank. But look, it seems to be free. Free! Anyway, I took the two bolts from the intake manifold off of the engine block. 4 bolts, 4 screws that hold the carburetor onto the gas tank. So I wanted to stop the thing so I could show you guys me removing it. There we go. The carburetor is removed. And it doesn't look that bad with the exception of that. This is what's preventing gas from getting up there. So technically, is this that bad? Well, you know what? This is very sticky. So if it's sticky here, there's probably a lot of sticky stuff in there and in there. So since we got it off, I mean, what am I going to do? Put this back on? No. I'm not going to clean it and put it back on. I might save this in case I run into another thing, but I'll probably just order another carburetor. But this is OEM, I guess, you know? So let's just compare this again. I had previously mounted the choke sliding bracket from this one to this one. I had some trouble because this hole was not drilled out. Sometimes you buy a third market carburetor, the holes are not drilled out or drilled out to the proper thread count of the original one. So I had to just impact it in there and it seems to work. See? Throttle movement is good, and this is solid on here. This is so this part can slide in there, the choke. This already has this, which is right here. So I just have to replace the linkages. This obviously has the linkage going from the throttle flap to the controller to the linkage right here. So I don't have to worry about that. It's already one piece right here. I figured this would be the easiest way for me to do it, and it looks like I'm correct. However, this original one doesn't have a tensioner. See, the spring here that makes this click, doesn't matter. This actually is better because it holds it in place so it doesn't move without you moving it. So, I mean, I think that's a lot easier than the way I did before. So now I'm just going to, I'm going to check out the condition in there. It looks okay, but could blow it out. It is. It does have some stuff in here, so I'm just gonna spray some carb cleaner in there, get out the sticky stuff, and just suck it up with like a towel or something. Instead of carb cleaner, I'm going to use brake cleaner because brake cleaner is more abrasive. You want to kind of get that out there, get as much crap out of there as possible. And brake cleaner is combustible, so it can mix with gas, whatever, and it'll be fine. This gasket looks kind of icky, but I hope that they have a gasket that's the same one. Is it the same one? Looks like it's the same gasket. That would be nice if I could change the gasket. Does it look like it? Let's see. It doesn't really look like it, does it? It doesn't look like it. I mean, it's close. It's not exactly the same. Sometimes if you use the wrong gasket, you could really screw things up. Like this hole here, it's not supposed to be there like that. I guess it would work. Would it work? It would work. Yeah, it'll work. As long as you're not covering up the hole. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna scrape this old one off and we're going to put the new gasket on. Okay, so there you go. I cleaned the surfaces pretty well, and as you can see on the inside, I cleaned the inside really well too. It was like brown before. So I feel pretty good about it. Of course, you never know if it'll work until you get it all back together again and start it. So I'm gonna put the new gasket on, put the new carburetor back on, try to put the linkages on the best I can. See what happens. I put everything back together again, including the heat shield I had forgotten before. I also put on this bolt over here without putting on this vent pipe first. It all connects. The vent pipe and this heat shield have a loop that goes right under that screw, so I had to remove that screw 3 times. Everything else looks good. I tested the linkages. Here's the throttle. I'm sorry, the choke. Here's the throttle. And so to start this off for the very first time, we're gonna have to help it out because it has that reservoir that needs to have fluid in it. So we'll just prime it a little bit for the very first time. And let's hope it starts, huh? It may take a few pulls for the first time. Choke. Well, didn't stay running. That's not good. Should stay running. Wow, that's idle. How about that, huh? So why did it start all of a sudden? Well, because I had changed the spark plug to the new one that Hipa gave me. There's no spark. So I put the old one back on and started. How do you figure that, huh? Maybe it's not the right one. It doesn't make any sense. But anyway, I'm going to put this air filter base back on here, pre-filter, and also I have a Honda filter that I also got from Hipa that sent it to me. This fits. So we have a new air filter, new carburetor now, it works, filled with gas, and this thing works great. However, there's this part right here that's come loose. This is the chute where you insert branches and stuff. As you can see here, the two welds came off. Here, here, and here. So I could just try to weld this again after I put a clamp to clamp it down to that area. But honestly, this place vibrates so much. This machine vibrates a lot. My weld, since it's not MIG or TIG, it's flux core, it's probably just a little better than a solder. So with this vibrating so violently like that, I'm going to just instead put a couple of self-tappers in there. That'll hold it better. There we go. It works great. Put a new air cleaner in there. Put the base back on. This thing's ready to sell. So we found this on the street. Put new oil in it, replaced the carburetor, replaced the air filter, fixed the chute. It really wasn't that hard after all. I thought I was gonna go through a mad debacle over this thing and it was gonna be plenty of shenanigans going on. But actually, removing it, just the carburetor off the gas tank without removing the gas tank and keeping the linkages secured in one area was pretty easy. It still took a while, but it was a lot easier than removing the gas tank and trying to figure out the linkages unless you're very proficient in this model, which I'm not. I've done it now 4 or 5 times. And that was the easiest process. Thanks a lot to my friends over at Hipa. Go check out their store in the link in the description, hipastore.com, or Google Hipa parts. With their parts, we can get this machine going. And as you can see, plug and play, it worked just great. What do you think? It is the beginning of fall. There's leaves and branches everywhere. $250? Yeah, $250. I'll list it for $275 and sell it for $250. Take as low as $150. Yeah. Thanks for joining me on this Craftsman 5 horsepower carb alert garbage find fix, and now hopefully to flip. Wood chipper shredder. We'll see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. Oh, and buy a damn sticker, will ya? I don't have a job. Donate. PayPal.me/Mowers and Blowers. Go to mowersblowers.com and check out all my stickers.